Let me be your nerd. Let me be your nerd now. I say it, baby, 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 baby. What the hell was that?
Hey, there's Kirsten.
Hey. Welcome to Grizzled Geek
She just
Podcast.
stealth in.
I know. I'm like, wow. How's it going, guys?
Good.
Going well. How about you?
Nice. It's going pretty good. Going pretty good. Oh man, I'm telling you what. It's been crazy this week, keeping up with not just like nerd news, but news in general.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been crazy.
Yeah.
How have you guys been?
Going good. I ordered a treadmill.
Oh,
Nice.
I'm getting a treadmill next Saturday. It'll be delivered. So
You like living
Pretty
that
excited.
quarantine life?
yeah,
And that's it. Like I don't need gyms.
I don't need a gym.
I don't ever need to leave the house again.
Got one of those fancy ones that has the iFit subscription with it, so
nice.
you watch
Nice.
workouts while you're doing it.
Yeah.
So you can go hiking anywhere in the world, or running wherever you want, or whatever. So
That's cool.
pretty excited about it.
Nice. Kirsten Heather's been wearing her Fitbit. And,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so she's tracking all her stuff. She's
I'm sure she's got crazy numbers. She's all over the place always.
my goodness, it's crazy. Like the fact it tracks your sleep. It's like how many times you wake up in the middle of the night, and I'm like, man. It's like you should try it, and I'm like, I'm like 7 hours straight sleep.
One thing to watch out for with those Fitbits is
Yeah.
if you wash your hands the way the CDC tells you to, with the scrubbing back and forth kind of thing, it
Yeah.
counts it as steps.
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Burning calories vigorously, so you got to walk in place when you
I
wash your
guess.
hands.
All right.
Yeah.
Just so the numbers are right. Hey, Kyle, welcome to the chat. Guys, we're on episode 47.
Oh, almost at 50.
Almost to 50 here, and it's our mid-year podcast. So we're halfway through 2020 officially. It's almost done. Well, no, it's not almost done. It's just
not
getting
almost
started. It's just. Can you guys remember back what life was like back in January?
Yeah, when you
know-
consider that this craziness didn't start until like March,
Right.
Yeah.
and we're halfway through the year as a whole, it's
Yeah.
like, crud.
It's almost bizarre to think about, like, everything going back to the way that it was. Because it feels like it shouldn't, but it has to.
At some point, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Things. I don't know. I keep wanting to get back to normal, but then things just get crazier and crazier. I mean, 2020 just been crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, just when we got through the fires, we're suffering through this pandemic, and it's an election year, and now like what Kanye West is running for president. What's like
Yeah.
Kanye
I
West
mean-
has a new album, is what's going on.
right?
Yeah.
And when you look, when you
No,
look at it, you're like,
I don't doubt that Kanye West wants to be president. And if President Trump can become president, then I mean,
hey, another billionaire president. Why not? Matt from Absolute Geeks in the chat. Thank you. Welcome. Yes, I like my geeks grizzled. As I do, see. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Well, what's even crazier is when you look at the candidates and you're going, Kanye West, I don't know.
right. What does he
Hmm.
bring to the table, though?
Yeah, 'cause, when you're like, I actually want to hear his policies. Before, would you just like laugh it off? Now it's like, I don't know. What's he pitching? That's how bad it is. Man. Sweet. All right, guys. I mean, it's getting real here in Arizona. I mean, what? We're number one. We're number one.
Number one for what? Man.
Well, I don't know.
Number one for not doing a whole lot.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Not doing what we're supposed to.
Yeah.
Doug and I have a couple people we went to high school with. One's a doctor and one runs a funeral home. And they've both been, I mean, different. I mean, not together. They're separate, obviously. But I've been keeping it up. They've been like doing reports on Facebook and that. And, it's crazy. Like the hospitals are double bunking ICU beds at this point. and they're petitioning Ducey to open up St. Luke's as an ICU, because St. Luke's has just been kind of overflow. It hasn't been a functioning hospital for a while now, and now they're petitioning him to open it up for ICU. And I'm like, wow. And then morgues are hitting maximum capacity.
Yeah, I heard that Armando was saying something about how they're petitioning for refrigeration trucks because they're at max capacity right now.
Yeah. And our friend who runs a funeral home says that they're at capacity there. So
that's scary.
It's pretty scary. It's just getting real out there, man. And everything shut down. I mean, it's not shut down, obviously, but all our stuff the conventions.
That's the problem. If you
everything's
go out, people are going to restaurants. Normal, those restaurants that are stupidly still open.
Right.
People are going. So, I mean, there's distancing and stuff like that, but I'm like, what are you people doing?
Yeah, Matt. The hospitals are making bank. They are they are at capacity. So
they're not actually. I was reading. CNN was reporting that they're losing like over $3.5 billion just in what's happened right now. Yeah.
Overall, Arizona hospitals are at capacity though.
When are we really going to have that conversation that healthcare should not be a for-profit thing?
Here's the thing. I'm getting worried because now I'm like I can't get sick. I'm like if I want to have a heart attack, I have to go out of state to have a heart attack now. I mean, it's getting out of hand. Yeah. I should be able to have a heart attack right here in my own state. So,
you can have a heart attack whenever you want. You just can't get it treated.
That's true. I just can't get help for it. Yeah, I guess it is true. It's like,
you just and you go on.
Just gotta rub some dirt on it and walk it off.
Yeah,
it's like I can handle it. Yeah. So I mean it's getting scary out there, but as nerds, as geeks, the stuff that we like, we're I mean obviously we're missing sports too, I guess, so you can see about that. But we don't have conventions, we don't have movies.
We still have conventions technically. They're just virtual.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah, kind of. But we have, everyone's like, well, we're pushing to get open again. But they did a recent poll, and it looks like movie theaters people are not ready to go back to movie theaters. Like, if you notice, it said the poll said people likely to go back, as of right now, people likely to go back is only 7%, with 65% unlikely to go. And looking when you go
unlikely.
Very unlikely, yeah. When you go like a month out, the numbers change to 8 and 56. That's still pretty bad. Yeah. And when you ask any time this year, this is going out through the rest of the year, the likely to go is only 12% in this poll, and the very likely not to is 37%. So,
yeah.
I mean,
well, I guess my question is, why are those numbers going down? What do you people think is going to happen in the next month or 4 or 6 that's going to change anything?
Everyone's kind of hoping for like a vaccine, hoping that it's going to be like the cure-all. When it's out, everyone's going to be okay. But no one understands how vaccines work. So
yeah, I mean, that's my hope too. But I also realize that at the earliest, that's not happening until next spring.
Yeah. Well,
most likely.
The best numbers they gave us is that they could have it done by November, but it takes time for production and getting it out to people and distributing and everything that comes along with that.
They did an interview with like one of the guys working on the vaccines, and they said that they have 4 they're working on right now, and in fact they're in mass trials this month. They just started mass trials, and they're also all 4 of them are set for production right now. They're getting production ready on all 4, even if some of them don't work. They're like, if they don't work, they won't continue with those. But so as soon as they find one that works, they can ready to go right into mass production. So
that's the reason we can get this in like a year instead of 4 to 6 years, is because they're doing all the steps at once.
Right.
Yeah, they're doing it. Yeah, they're skipping through, waiting for like reviewing all the stuff. So,
well, I don't know about you. I don't think that I'm going to be the first person to sign up. I've seen way too many zombie movies to know that that's just not an option.
Yeah, I did. I get these. I used to do like some for like diabetic like testing stuff. Right, I got this thing in the mail saying for testing, and I'm like, no, I'm not trying anything out right now.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'll wait. I'll stay locked in my house and wait and see what's going on first.
Yeah.
But not all hope is lost for us nerds. There is a convention happening. So just no theaters, nobody wants to go out to theaters. No movies coming out. But gaming, all the comic conventions are shut down. But there's a gaming convention that is going on. Twisted Lords Con is happening July 24th through 26th in a Sheraton Midwest City hotel in Oklahoma. This is the one that's sponsored by Warlord Games. So it is, they're pushing through. They're actually, it's Oklahoma, so they're like,
yeah, still though.
They're all like, 10% gamer attrition's fine.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, we're good. Trump was here and we're fine. See? So, but they got to be careful. If they act up, though, they got to go to Indian jail now. So, that's rough. You don't want to be.
I don't think that's how that works.
I'm pretty sure it's exactly how it works, Doug.
But I think how it actually works is if there's an Indian gamer who doesn't like what happens, he can punch the other dude in the face and go, "Hey, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I'm not getting arrested here.
You can't try me. I can't wait for that to happen here. When I'm like, when they give that pretty much like they did a map of like for that treaty, and they showed the valley, and it was like it's split between like 3 Indian nations, and I'm like, wow, let's go out there. Wow, assuming there's a vaccine. I can't wait for vaccines. I'll go punch people and get away with it. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so if you're in Oklahoma and you're jonesing to get together with them, play some games, Twisted Lords Con is happening.
Conflict 47
is a great game. So it's bolt action. So there you have it, guys. Man, I don't know. So where would you fall in the likely to unlikely to go into theaters? I think we're all pretty much unlikely, I think.
Oh, yeah, very unlikely.
Very unlikely.
Will not.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing that they could put out that I would be like, yeah, I'm going to go see it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you allow full hazmat suits? Then I'm
exactly. Yeah, Bubble Boys.
Do you have a full hazmat suit to do that?
No, but I might look for it if they're
if they put out some good stuff.
Depending on what it is.
I'll be on eBay looking for Bubble Boy suits. What are they? What do they got out there? Look, Matt's going. He's going. I'm ready to go to the convention. He's so jonesing for a convention heading to Oklahoma. It's like, I don't want to catch COVID in my home state.
Bring it to Oklahoma.
Yeah, exactly. Bring some of that to Oklahoma.
Share the love, right?
This is Arizona COVID. It's the good stuff. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, let's move on to our nerd news for the week, shall we?
Yeah, let's go ahead and go through your dramatic ups and downs this week with rumors and.
Oh, okay. So, we here at the Grizzled Geek Podcast, we're big enough to admit when we're wrong and when we've got a few things. So we have a weekly retraction when we accidentally report something we got this covered and realized that, I forgot their hack news source. But it wasn't just them. There's been some a whole bunch of stuff that we reported last week that's been debunked this week. So we're going to go over some of that. But another story came out of this as we're going through that. There's a rash of DC movie news. It's all DC, right? It's been debunked, and it's causing some to speculate that the info was leaked on purpose to expose some leaks within the studio, because they're very well-known people from the sources. These are sources for Grace Randolph, Doomcock, and the hacks. Like, we got this covered in that, but there's been some people that have been pretty on it with the reports, and all of a sudden now a week load of rumors gets leaked out there, and all of a sudden it's like, oh nope, they're all false. I know. You see, come here for the facts. That's where we're giving you the facts right now. The facts are that
Those weren't actual
DC's leaking.
facts.
Yeah, that these aren't actual facts. DC's leaking fake stuff. So I mean, they all come. Normally, these are good sources for this information. So, but some of the rumors that got debunked were include one that Batgirl taking the place of Terry McGinnis in Batman Beyond movie, which we didn't actually report that because even I was like, that's not happening. If they're gonna do a Batman Beyond, it's not Terry McGinnis.
That can't be true.
That can't be true. I didn't want it to be true, so I didn't report it. So that's how it works. The Constantine movie being developed was debunked. Justice League Rebirth, that rumor. And, of course, the one we all knew was fake, that Ryan Reynolds reprising his Green Lantern role. None of us believe that. But believe it or not, one of the ones that is true, that, I would assume after all these guys started getting debunked, was the Zatanna movie was confirmed.
Good.
So that's happening.
That was probably the thing I was most excited about.
That's true. I don't know. Justice League Rebirth would have been interesting, but I don't know. Yeah. So it's all this is coming from DC. So you think you think they might be hunting leaks in their organization? Maybe.
I guess we wouldn't necessarily hear if people lost their jobs recently.
Right, yeah. What it was odd is that each one of these rumors, the original source was different. Like the whole group reported on all these, right? But the initial source, one was from, Grace Randolph, one was from her source or whatever, and one was from Doomcock's source, and so on and so on. It's like they're leaking, like, all right, let's see. It's false information, specific.
Like, we're going to catch these leakers. Oh, it's everyone in this room except for me.
And
they've all got different people they feed the information
right.
to.
Well, let's see. Yeah, let's see who leaks the fake information. Oh, everybody did. Oh, great. All right. Back to the drawing board. But yeah, I mean, out of all that, at least we know we got him to admit the Zatanna, because that was just a rumor before too. And during the debunking, that one got confirmed. Nice. So I guess it's official now. So cool. That's cool. Yeah. Excited. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. You'd think, because there's a lot of information leaked out of DC, especially when you compare the two. Marvel seems like a super tight ship when it compares to like leaking information, right?
Well, see, here's the other thing is maybe this wasn't an effort to actually get stop up leaks, but more along the lines of hey, does any of this gain traction, or does anybody get excited about these things, and is it something we should try and look in? Because they're a sinking ship as it is. So
what should we do now? Let's throw a bunch of ideas out there and see if they get panned.
See if any of them, they
made fun of all these ideas. Oh, those are fake. We
weren't really doing that. Zatanna, everybody loves Zatanna. Yeah, we're gonna do a Zatanna. Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
It's not a terrible way to go about it. You would just hope that they had someone on their board that wouldn't need to do that.
It would be amazing if that's what it really was. Like that's their idea. It's like, I don't know, guys, what's going to work? Let's just leak it. see what sticks.
Everything we've had up till now sucks. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see.
What do the people want at this point?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know, man. If they get, like I said, if I get Michael Keaton, Batman Beyond, that's going to forgive a lot of stuff for me. I'm like, I'll overlook a whole ton of DC crap for that.
So the Michael Keaton stuff didn't fall into the
no
stuff that was
debunked. None of that was debunked. Okay.
Yeah,
except that Batgirl was going to take the place of Terry McGinnis in Batman Beyond.
Oh, yeah,
that was debunked. But yeah, so there you have it, guys. Try to keep you the facts, give you the straight sheet, and here it is. All that, and let's think about it. Which ones did we report on last week? I think we reported the only one. I think we made fun of the Green Lantern one, and then Zatanna movie. Yeah. So we were right. The ones we reported on was right, and we made fun of the Green Lantern one because we didn't report the Batgirl one. We didn't report the Constantine one or the Justice League Rebirth. So, see, look at that. We weeded out on our own. We're like, man, I'm not gonna report that. I mean, it was random, but we can pretend like it was on purpose. That can't possibly be true. Except for the Green Lantern one, which was so ridiculous that we had to report that one. Like, look at this. All right, there you have it, guys. Warner Brothers searching for leakers in their organization, leaking a bunch of stuff. Yeah, look at that. Hard backpedal. Absolutely. See, we were right. We still got the facts. All right, Doug, why don't you tell us why we should be excited about Comic-Con?
No reason.
No, there's no reason.
I'll tell you stuff about it anyways.
Thank you for the honesty.
There's no reason we should be excited
Comic-Con at Home has released its schedule and it has very little TV or movie announcements.
Shocker.
The only real TV comes in the form of The Walking Dead and The Boys, TV-wise. And the only real movie is Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Right. There was rumors of Star Wars, but it turned out their Star Wars panel is just really a look at the gadgets of the Mandalorian. So it's not any news or anything like that. It's just
right. Yeah.
I mean, that'd be cool to see the panel on the gadgets, but I mean, they're saying and Star Wars panel, and we're like, sweet, Star Wars information? No, just this is the gear.
So we got no DC because they've got DC fandom next month, and no Marvel, which I think is becoming more common. I think Marvel's starting to step away, and they're going the Disney route, so they're doing their stuff at like D23 and things like that. I think more. Yeah. Now, upside, if you're old school, is that a lot of the stuff that there is going to be there is the stuff that we originally went to Comic-Con for. All of the panels on stuff, on actual comics, and like you said, the gadgets of the Mandalorian and things like that are kind of niche, and it's enough to fill one room, but it's not like, like everybody, all 10,000 people who are at this convention want to go see this one thing, and who, nobody cares about all the other stuff. It's a bunch of little things that might have a niche crowd, but hopefully, I mean, it's considering it's virtual.
If this got rolled back,
to see what they could see.
Oh man, if we went back to like Comic-Con in the 90s, that would be amazing. I would love to go again. It's about comics and the artists, and you hear like a few panels here and there about stuff like that, and then because it doesn't have the massive media presence for TVs and movies, because Marvel's doing their own thing or DC's doing their own thing, then the attendance is not as through the roof, and it's actually back to being a regular con. I don't know. I mean, obviously that would be bad for them. They'd be losing a bunch of money, but it'd be great for fans like me that don't go anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure that they wouldn't lose a ton of money, because I don't know. They sell out every year and have thousands of people waiting to get in.
Yeah.
If you took away Marvel and DC in Hall H, I don't think you would lose so many people that you didn't sell out. They still are going for the cosplay. They're still going for the dealer's room. They're still going for all of the other panels and all the independent movies that are going to be there. I think you still are gonna sell out Comic-Con.
Yeah. I'm just saying it'd be nice to go back there.
Yeah.
90s era Comic-Con.
I mean, if the people who ran Comic-Con were smart, they would pitch DC and they'd pitch Marvel on their own conventions and have a convention every month in the summer. Have a convention in June, have a convention in August, have a convention in September or whatever, beginning of June, middle of July, and beginning of September, go and just say all summer long, we're going to have comic book stuff going.
Right.
Oh my God. Matt in the chat's asking where the Scarlett Johansson meet and greet was. Last week on the Absolute Geek podcast, Jason was in the chat with us, and we were talking about why we can't have virtual Comic-Con meet and greets, because poor Scarlett Johansson to be like, all these nerds waiting, be like, oh, okay, we got a sense. They have like a 30-second delay in the feed just to cut out all the perverts waiting to talk to her. Yeah. It's like, second thought, maybe a virtual Comic-Con wouldn't Meet and greet shouldn't happen. But man, I don't know. I don't. I'm kind of curious about this going forward because it looks like this is going to be a regular thing, right? I mean, they make it sound like DC's not going, but if DC fandom takes off, it's looking to be more popular, honestly, this year than Comic-Con is with what they're offering, right? Yeah, Kyle, I gave him the watered down version. Yeah, we're not going to go into the we're a little more PG. So I go over to the Absolute Geek podcast for the R-rated version of the story. But yeah, I mean, if Marvel been skipping out on it, right? And if DC skips out on it every year, it could be going forward. They lose those two big things, and then obviously they're not going to get Star Wars if Disney's going to do their own, their D23
Celebration.
I mean, yeah, Star Wars Celebration. So who knows what Comic-Con's going to look like? It might look like what we kind of want it to look like, more comics. All right. There you have it, folks. The main stories. Let's move on to some of the smaller stories. The Nerd Nuggets. Dun, dun, dun. Hang on. Why is my stuff not coming up here?
I'm going to switch to playing Sentinels while you guys do the Nerd
Nuggets. Yeah. Man, I deleted my Nerd Nuggets icon. Oh, well.
I was just about to ask, where's our icon?
I know. I'm like, I got to re-upload it. All right, let's kick it off here with our smaller, I can't even do it. Doug's like, he's like bracing himself for it. It's like, it's like, yeah. Nerd Nuggets.
I messed everything up for you. Yay.
I know. It's half my fun watching your face. So have you guys been watching the Russo Brothers Pizza Film School?
No.
They have it on YouTube. They have it on I forget what streaming service it's on, but it's on YouTube. It's basically some Russo Brothers, and they sit down and bring guests in, and it's kind of like a more successful version of our Does It Hold Up, where we go back and we watch old movies and then see if they comment on them. But tonight they're doing an episode tonight they're going to be watching Flash Gordon, and the special guest is Taika Waititi. So and Flash Gordon was a big influence on obviously Thor Ragnarok and these guys. So it's pretty exciting. They did like Evil Dead. They did Empire Strikes Back. They had Mark Hamill as a guest on the Empire Strikes Back episode. It's actually a pretty cool show. Maybe check it out. I mean, it's the Russo Brothers, and it's like very low budget. Just them, doing like we're doing here, only just getting together and talking about a movie, an old movie usually. Mm-hmm. I mean, like I said, I've only seen the Evil Dead and the Star Wars episode, and then I want to watch the Flash Gordon one tonight. I know they've done others, but yeah, it's pretty cool. So I just want to throw it out there. Pizza Film School by the Russo Brothers.
I guess I'll do the next one since it's WWE. So,
yeah.
WWE superstar Paul White, aka The Big Show, has declared his interest in playing Kingpin for Marvel Studios once they bring that character back. And his quote is, "I'm going to definitely go after Kingpin pretty hard. I think Kingpin is a shoo-in for me."
Yeah, I mean, if they're not going to go with that. Yeah, if they're not doing Vincent D'Onofrio, which was amazing as Kingpin. If they're not going to do that, then obviously I think Big Show would be awesome for that.
Yeah, he's got the look at least. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Have you guys seen him? Have you seen pictures? I know he's in the D&D group that plays with what's his name? I can't remember the guy's name. Who's got the dungeon? See, look at that. Look at this. We're super prepared. Joe Manganiello.
Oh, he's just
so he's got
Big Show plays in that?
Yeah, he's in his D&D group.
Oh, wow.
And he's completely unrecognizable because he got his nerd glasses on, right? And he's like sitting at a table so he doesn't look all huge. And I was like, who's that bald dude with the glasses? I'm like looking at the pictures. I'm trying to recognize all the celebrities that are like playing in the game, and I'm like,
that's hilarious.
And I'm like, holy crap, that's Paul White. It's the Big Show in his nerd costume.
That's hilarious.
playing
That's
D&D.
awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, this is pretty awesome. I'm down for that. I'm first and foremost Vincent D'Onofrio because he did an amazing job as the Kingpin.
Yeah.
But if we can't have him, Big Show.
Why not?
Yep. I think even Big Show's even D'Onofrio was pretty big, but can you imagine a Big Show in that role, manhandling heroes? Gonna be huge.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, Kirsten, you want to give us the next one here?
Yeah, so we have Neil Gaiman gave us an update on the Netflix series Sandman this week. He pretty much confirmed that there will be major changes to the source material. Okay, it's 2020. He says, let's say that I was doing Sandman starting in 2020. What would we do? How would we change things? What gender would this character be? Who would this person be? And what would be happening?
So we're getting some gender changes apparently for some characters. What do you guys think about them major changes to the source material?
I could care less about Sandman. I was never a fan.
You're a Neil Gaiman fan?
I'm not very familiar with Sandman, to be honest. But
yeah.
I mean, I don't have opinions one way or another. I like to see representation, so it'll be interesting what they do with it without trying to change too much of it.
True. Doug, you're muted there for a minute.
Oh, did you not hear me say I'm not a fan of Sandman at all? So
no, I got that. Your indifference came across in your face. I didn't even need to say anything. I'm like, oh, Doug doesn't care.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember this, but when we were in college back in the early 90s, there was a guy who, in the early days of the internet, on our GCC's internet, who was a super fan for Sandman, and we got in all kinds of flame wars about Sandman sucks. That was the best stuff ever. Blah blah blah.
Well, you used to just wind him up though. You used to go looking to wind him up, like make little comments about Sandman sucking.
Well, he was a bit, all of those whatever that DC's mature line that time.
Vertigo.
Was. Yeah, Vertigo. He just everything Vertigo. I was like, nah, that stuff all sucks.
I like a lot of Vertigo stuff. I mean, I'd be honest. I like Sandman. I like Neil Gaiman. I like his American Gods better than his Sandman stuff, but I don't know. I got some Sandman graphic novels. I agree with you, Kyle. Hard pass. Make Death a dude. No way. I agree. If they did that, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. This thing's been delayed forever. First off, they've been trying to make a Sandman movie for 30 years. All right. So, and it's fallen through every time. Now, this is the closest they've done. This is going to happen on Netflix as a series.
It's probably the only place it could succeed.
Yeah, really.
As a movie, it would bomb. It is too slow paced, too
long form of story. It's got to be long form.
Well, and it's very philosophical and stuff like that. It's stuff that people aren't going to be interested in a movie of.
Yeah.
It is long bouts of characters just back and forth about these really esoteric matters that you're just like, what the heck are you talking? I don't even care anymore.
I got bored reading this. Like, I don't know. So it looks like I'm the biggest Sandman fan of the three of us, but I'm not excited about it. So, we'll see what's going on there. Neil Gaiman, Sandman. All right. Where are we at here? What's our next story?
Did you skip Kirsten and just jump in there with the Neil Gaiman?
No, I was the one who said that.
Yeah, she read that.
All right.
She read that one.
Mike just took over the conversation afterwards. Got it.
Yeah, see, I let her serve it up, and then I'm like, I must prefer
to say about it. I don't know much about it. So.
Yeah, she shoves it up there, and I'm like, I like hearing myself talk more, so I'm gonna more of that. So
sorry.
All right. So we talked earlier about movie theaters not opening. that no one wants to go to theaters. But apparently, Christopher Nolan is fighting to get Tenet into theaters as soon as possible, despite it more than likely losing tons of money. So current projections have it opening at maximum $30 million. And for the budget of this movie, for it to break even, it needs to make $400 million, which is not going to happen opening at $30 million. So, yeah. But for Nolan, you were quoted as saying, it's not about the money. It's about, quote, the desire to be the first big studio film back in theaters, to show faith in the form and solidarity with exhibitors when we're allowed to open and say, we're ready. So he's trying to help out the theaters. He wants them, but I mean, granted, this is not all his money. You know, that he's going to be losing on this. Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of reckless to throw it out there, you know, trying to entice people back to theaters.
Yeah.
And in fact, he may not get his wish because it's already been pushed off. It was pushed off twice now. It's opening in August as of right now. However, recent COVID infection and death rates may take the matter out of his hands.
Sure.
Plus the studio. I'm sure the studio is kind of like, well, we invest all this money. We care if we lose money.
Yeah.
I'm like, $400 million. That's a lot. That's a lot to lose there.
Yeah. I can't drum up any excitement about this.
Really?
It's that trailer didn't do anything for me. It was really kind of.
Did you like Inception?
I did like Inception. So I guess there's a chance that this will be good, but what they showed in that was too long with too little of the premise of the. You know, I don't want them to give me the whatever the mystery is in there, but think about how they portrayed Inception. You know, they didn't tell you that it was this dream world or whatever, but they showed you a lot of the trippy effects and stuff like that. What we got here was a bullet going backwards, a car flipping backwards, and that was it, essentially, of the trippy stuff. And the rest of it was these guys are some Mission Impossible type dudes. Okay. Right. What's that?
Oh, no, I was just agreeing.
Yeah. I agree that because what we saw wasn't an actual trailer. It was more of a sample scene.
Well,
it was some trailer stuff tacked on. Yeah. Some trailer stuff tacked on at the end.
Yeah. So its marketing has not done anything to really get me excited about it. Right. They're going to need to do something better to get me to. I mean, I'll eventually see it, but I'm not going to rush back to the theater for this.
Right. I'm not going to risk my life in the theaters to see it. However, I'm excited. I mean, I want to see it because obviously Nolan has not let me down. I'm a big fan of his, and even though I don't understand what's going on, it's trippy. I'm like, okay, I understand. Yeah. See, the problem is no one understands the premise of the mob, not even the actors. Yeah. Premise of the movie. Yeah, I mean, that's true. They don't even see. I don't think the actors, when you see the interviews with them, they don't even know what's going on with it. Like, yeah, it's time travel, kind of. I don't know. So, I don't know. We'll see. I trust in Nolan. He hasn't let me down yet. I like his movies, and I think back to the first major one like this was. I mean, it wasn't obviously not a Nolan film, but The Matrix. Remember back then, we had no idea going into that movie what that was about, right? In fact, look at the trailer. We're like, okay, so these guys are like assassins or something. I don't know what's going on, and then that totally like blew us away. We're like, oh my god, this is crazy. And so I kind of want that kind of feeling.
Yeah, that one it sold you on the visuals and then the mystery of the pill.
Yeah.
But those things were so unique then that you're like, oh, all right, what's going on here? I'm interested. Now it's like, look at these cool action scenes that pretty much every summer blockbuster does now. What's the catch? And then you get hardly any of that in the Tenet stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I really wish it would. I'd like to see it in theaters, and I'm not going to if they release it early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I would hope they would hold off and try to recoup some of their money releasing it, next year or something. But we'll see. We'll see if Nolan gets his way or whether they shut all theaters down.
Yeah. All right, next story. A spin-off series based on Matt Reeves' The Batman is in the works for HBO Max. The series would be a police procedural set in Gotham along the lines of Gotham Central from the comics. Jeffrey Wright is expected to return as Commissioner Gordon. If they do that, I really hope that they get Montoya, that they get what's his Bullock,
yeah.
As he is in the comics, not as he was in the the Batman movie,
right? Yeah,
because he's pretty cool in the comics.
Yeah,
and in the animated Batman the animated series, he was really cool.
See, if they do this, if they do it right, it's like what they promised Gotham was going to be like. It wasn't.
Here's the other thing: is this would be a great way to introduce the question. You had the question just kind of show up every once in a while. That would be really cool.
Yeah, it's true. It's like it's what Gotham should have been. Gotham was promised, but Gotham turned into be like Freak of the Week. Oh, here's another Batman villain without Batman, kind of thing. So I don't know. I mean, I'll probably see it. I'll give it a chance. Who am I kidding? Like, I'm like, you're gonna like nerdy comic book TV series. Okay, I guess I'll watch it. If they do it right, like I agree, Kyle. They aren't gonna do it. True. Nerds are never pleased. That's true. And like I said, they're launching this based on a movie that is not out yet, right? So I want to see the Batman first. I want to see what Jeffrey Wright brings to Commissioner Gordon, right? Let's see what kind of world it is. They did finally establish that the Batman, and this is going to be a separate DC universe, and apparently it's going to be its own universe, so it's got its own expansion like series and stuff like that. So, I don't know. We'll see. I hope it's good. It's got promise. So, we'll see. All right, Kirsten, what do we got up next?
So the CWS has found its new Batwoman, which is Javicia Leslie, God friended me. She says, I'm extremely proud to be the first Black actress to play the iconic role of Batwoman on television. And as a bisexual woman, I'm honored to join in this groundbreaking show that has been such a trailblazer for LGBTQ community. Leslie said, it's unclear if the LGBTQ plus fans will accept her or will get the same backlash as Ruby Rose got when she was cast into the role for not being gay enough.
It's true. She's bisexual just like Ruby Rose was. And she got a lot of flack when she was first cast because Batwoman's gay, and they were saying it should be, we're in an era now where acting is no longer, you actually have to be be what it is. There's no acting anymore. So I don't know. Kyle says that show is doomed. All right. Fair enough. And that could be for either story, really. Do you think this is going to revitalize Batwoman in the least popular of the CW series, Doug?
I don't know. I've not seen it. I heard that it had some issues, but I don't know. Maybe this will kind of expand it to a more diverse audience now.
Yeah.
And
I think that having someone bring in who is different in that way, it'll bring people willing to try it. It's just a matter of whether it's going to be good enough that people are going to be hooked onto it to continue watching it, I think.
Yeah. I was just about to say, too bad Corbin's not in the chat. He's like the only fan of the show that here, but he's there. Should be given a chance. There's hope. Nice. All right. Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, she looks fine. I mean, no other person's been that in the comics. Been Batwoman in the comics. There's only been one, right?
Yeah, there's only been one. And here's the thing: is Batwoman is new enough. I think she's only 4 years old. When did New 52 start? 4 years ago.
Thanks.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I think it was like 6 years ago, Doug. You're getting old.
Oh, God. Whatever. Okay. Anyways, she's not a classic character. She's really new as far as comic books go. So
2011. That was 9 years ago.
9 years ago, Doug. Look how old you are. So old.
And I got all of the first issue stuff, and yes, I really wasn't paying attention because some of them were very cool. Most of them were not.
Aquaman was cool.
I liked a lot of the New 52, but there was enough wrong with it that I didn't continue. But anyways, she's not one of the classic characters that everybody's going to be upset if you change Supergirl or if you changed, Robin. Like you've got a bunch of different Robins you could choose from. Why would you do this? Or so she's new enough that you can do pretty much anything with her, and I would be fine with it, and hopefully other people would be fine with a slightly different take on her.
Yeah. Look, I don't care who's playing Batwoman as long as they make the show good.
Yeah.
Which, go ahead.
I think that pretty much comes with that.
That's, she's not a character that I'm like, I mean, she's cool enough that I'm into the character if the show is good, but I'm not invested enough in the character that I'm like, oh, it's got to be this person. Well, whatever. Kyle says they bombed on Teen Titans. That is for sure. That is for sure. All right. So we got our new Batwoman. All right. So is that me? Am I up next?
Yeah, you're up next.
All right. All right. So if you guys are hyped for the Snyder Cut, you might get a little taste of what's expected because HBO Max has just replaced the theatrical version of Batman vs. Superman with the 3-hour-long ultimate cut of the movie. So there's an extra half hour of footage. I guess it's not. I guess it's a director cut. It's called the ultimate cut.
Yeah.
So, does this make you any excited to revisit Batman vs. Superman, Doug?
No.
Nope. All right. Fair enough.
No. I can't imagine what they could do with more of Lex Luthor in that movie that would make me happy with it. Yeah. So.
Matt says that's an extra half hour of my life I'm not willing to give them.
Yeah. So. Yeah. That's
fair enough. It's like I don't know. See, one side, I'm excited for the Snyder Cut because I want to see what how, because that's going to be a vastly different movie.
Yeah.
But piling an extra 30 minutes onto an extra shovel of shit on the pile doesn't make it any better. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I mean, if somebody came along and said it's an extra 30 minutes of, and all it is a little bit more of Gal Gadot and Wonder Woman, and they extend some of the scenes with Batman and Superman. If I could be guaranteed there were no more Lex Luthor scenes, I might be willing to check it out again.
I want it in writing that there's not a second more of Lex Luthor.
I got the feeling that there's a lot more of him.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot more of Superman investigating Batman. So going on.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't know what else. Yeah.
Stop pretending to be a journalist and just go find Batman and use your X-ray vision.
Yeah.
And how bad a reporter are you that you don't know who Bruce Wayne is?
That's true.
Right.
That's true. Especially when Gotham's across the bay. It's your sister city.
It's like a modern journalist being on Elon Musk. Who's that?
Yeah. I mean, it's true. It's
so.
It's pretty crazy and here's the thing: they went with the mistaken way of doing it, where Clark Kent is his secret identity, right? And he's Superman. So I can see by them not being as good a reporter because he's not that. But that's not how he is. He actually is Clark Kent, and Superman's his secret identity. Right. That's who he is. But they never get that right in a movie. They always do the opposite.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And they killed off Jimmy Olsen in that, which is okay because they didn't even know it was Jimmy Olsen in that opening scene. So the cameraman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who knows? Yeah. 30 minutes of Batman surfing the web about Superman. That's it. Yeah, exactly. Just like he did like the Justice League cameo. Oh yeah, here's a rough computer video. Yeah, I don't know. That out of all the movies, that was the worst of them. Batman vs Superman. So I agree. I'm not excited for another 30 minutes of it.
Yeah.
All right, and lastly, we have one more thing.
2 more.
Hasbro. 2 more?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw in some GW stuff.
Okay. Yeah, some gaming news. Hasbro has revealed the Marvel Legends Sentinel action figure. I can even call it an action figure because it's actually to scale with the Legends figures. So it stands 26 inches tall and costs $350.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a big boy. It is cool looking. Don't get me wrong. It's let me see if I can.
Yeah, I was gonna say, find us an image.
I'll show you. There we go. All right.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's like
26 inches.
Yeah, there's a scale for their legend.
Jeez.
And their legend figures are actually pretty big. They're not like your standard figures. They're
That's
like
pretty
fully
cool. Fully articulated. That is pretty sweet looking.
Yeah, so this is the tentacle thing that comes out of their hand.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's a sweet looking figure, and if you're a collector, obviously,
Nice.
of course, I don't know what shelf you put that thing on because it's it's freaking huge. But yeah. So I mean, it's one of those things like, oh man, it's so cool. And then you're like, they're really, I can't spend $350 on that.
No, not especially when the new edition of Warhammer 40K comes out for pre-order tomorrow.
Nice.
Oh.
9th edition. They're calling it new 40K, but those who are in the know, those who play, calling it 9th edition. And the Indomitus box set is what's going to be for pre-order tomorrow. It is a $200 box that includes Necrons and Space Marines, and it's a ton. It's, I think, something like 60 miniatures plus the
it's a
rule
ton
book.
of stuff.
It is a ton of stuff. It is. They do. Some people on the web did some estimates that it is probably $600 to $700 retail worth of miniatures, plus the $50 book. So for $200, so it is.
This is all the miniatures you get.
That's all the stuff.
That's crazy.
So it is. Does it tell you exactly how many that is, Mike? In that description there.
Yeah, it says there are 61 miniatures.
Yeah. And if you're
60.
not really a modeler, if you haven't done a lot of this kind of thing, they're all push fit, which means there's no glue involved. You just cut them off the sprue, shave off the lines, and then go push arm onto peg, head onto peg, in the slot, and there you go. You've got it.
Nice.
So it's pretty exciting. It's got me pretty excited. It sounds like this new edition is going to be really cool. That box has a ton of cool miniatures in it.
Plus, you get this cool copy of the rules.
I mean, that is a really cool core book. Then.
Yeah,
And it is
the core book,
biggest core rule book to date. It's
Oh,
got
really?
it's got almost 100 more pages than the last one, I think.
Yeah,
Is it just additional rules or is it art?
It's got a lot more fluff. The rules don't take up very much of the book at all.
It's like they don't start till like 98 pages in.
Stuff. Yeah,
like there's literally 100 pages before you get to the rules in that book.
Last edition, the rules were like 8 pages. I think it's a little more substantial in this one, but it doesn't. In fact, you can get the core rules for free online right now. But it doesn't have the missions. It doesn't have the objectives. It doesn't have. I don't think it has the terrain rules. So there's a lot of stuff that's in the core rule book that you need beyond that. What do you?
Read the chat. Yes. I need something smaller. That Sentinel is too big for me. Too much for me to handle.
Don't let him lie to you.
Yeah. Wait. No, I was about to defend that. Hey, I can handle a lot more.
Where's that Hulk fist behind you, Mike?
Oh, that's true. I got the Hulk fist up there. Oh my goodness!
Yeah. Make sure you pre-order early tomorrow if you want it, because they are limited for those box sets and they are going to go quick.
The stores are only game stores are only regulated to 45 copies of this. So make sure, like our local game stores opening up tomorrow, and they're for $100 down to pre-order it tomorrow. It comes out in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's a 2-week pre-order period, which is unusual.
Yeah,
but it'll be cool.
It's pretty cool. Toy soldiers for adults.
Yeah.
We tell ourselves.
And with Absolute Geek Podcast, there, you boys and your miniatures.
That's right. our toys. Oh yeah, yeah. Matt says, I think Mike just pre-ordered. Oh my goodness. See, that's why we need you guys in the chat. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for joining us tonight. It was kind of a slow news week for Nerd News, but make sure you guys are out there taking care of each other. Wash your hands, wear a mask. I mean, we're literally halfway through this year, but we'll see how much longer we got to go. We just got to make it through 2020 so we can get past it and forget all about this year.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Really appreciate it. Be sure to join us next week, and be sure to check out the Absolute Geek Podcast coming up here at 7:30. Our brothers from another podcast. They are amazing, and they are, we're the PG-13 podcast. They're the R-rated podcast. So
they're the After Hours podcast.
Yeah. They're like, wow, we're not monetized anyway, so we don't care. All right, guys. Really appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Anything last? Anything from either one of you guys? Nope. We're done. We've had it. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.